Once upon a time, a sexual assault allegation could derail a celebrity's entire career. Not anymore, at least not if you're Russell Brand. In a world where cancel culture is both weapon and shield, Brand has pulled the unthinkable, transformed a firestorm of accusations into a platform for self-reinvention. From once being the eccentric, drug-addled comedian to now standing tall as a self-styled martyr of free speech, Brand's comeback tour is either genius PR or a terrifying sign of the times. This is not just a celebrity controversy, it's a case study in cultural whiplash. In the early 2010s, Russell Brand was the British bad boy Hollywood didn't know it needed. With his disheveled hair, unapologetic hedonism, and machine gun wit, he was a rock star without a guitar. From MTV gigs to box office hits like Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Brand's career soared. He became the walking embodiment of chaotic charm. But Brand wasn't just a party clown. By the 2010 seconds, he flipped the script. Out went the tabloid scandals. In came political rants and spiritual enlightenment. He became a YouTube guru, an author, and a fierce critic of capitalism, big pharma, and mainstream media. His new persona? A reformed man speaking truth to power. It worked, until the ghosts of his past returned. In late 2023, a bombshell joint investigation by The Times, The Sunday Times, and Channel 4 dispatches dropped like a guillotine. 4 women came forward, accusing Brand of rape, sexual assault, and emotional abuse spanning from 2006 to 2013. During the peak of his fame, the allegations were graphic and disturbing. One woman claimed Brand raped her against a wall. Another said she was only 16 when she began a relationship with him, while he was in his 30s. The media exploded. Social platforms lit up. YouTube demonetized his channel. Public opinion began to split. Some called for accountability, others screamed witch hunt. So what did Brand do? He didn't flinch. Just hours before the expose aired, Brand posted a preemptive denial video. Sitting in a cozy, dimly lit room, he called the accusations part of a one-coordinated media attack. He claimed to be the victim of cancel culture, a man too truthful, too disruptive, too anti-establishment to be tolerated. And his base, they ate it up. Rather than hide, Brand doubled down. He launched paid platforms to bypass YouTube censorship. He started making guest appearances on conservative podcasts. Suddenly, he wasn't just a controversial comedian. He was a symbol. To his supporters, Brand had become the embodiment of resistance against elite control. His followers weren't just defending him, they were invested in him. As if things couldn't get more surreal, Brand announced a speaking gig at New College of Florida in April 2025. The topic? You guessed it, cancel culture. The event was part of a controversial lecture series, funded by conservative donors aiming to promote intellectual diversity. Students protested. Faculty hesitated. But the college stood firm, because Brand was now more than an entertainer. He was a political lightning rod. Think about it, a man under active police investigation for sexual misconduct giving a lecture on freedom of speech. In any other era, this would be unthinkable. In 2025, it's a Tuesday. Brand's transformation follows a familiar blueprint. He's taking notes from the likes of Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan. Use controversy as currency, frame all criticism as proof of persecution, and convert outrage into engagement. And it's working. Despite being dropped by traditional sponsors, Brand's subscriber numbers have skyrocketed. His podcast downloads are through the roof. Even his old comedy shows are being rediscovered by a new wave of anti-woke audiences. The louder the media screams, the more loyal his fan base becomes. He's built a cult, not a career. One of the most chilling aspects of this saga is how the internet has replaced the justice system. In Brand's case, no criminal charges have been formally filed yet. But the court of public opinion has already delivered multiple conflicting verdicts. To some, he's guilty until proven innocent. To others, he's innocent no matter what. Brand knows this. He's weaponized it. By turning his situation into a meta-commentary on cancel culture, he's made the conversation about him rather than his alleged victims. Every tweet, every video, every headline feeds the machine. So what happens when being canceled becomes a career boost? What are the consequences of a society where outrage is monetizable? Russell Brand isn't just testing these waters. He's swimming laps in them. And while he may eventually face legal repercussions, culturally, he's winning. The longer the spotlight stays on him, the more he shapes the narrative. The victims, meanwhile, are slowly disappearing from the conversation. Russell Brand has proven that in today's media landscape, being accused of monstrous behavior doesn't necessarily ruin you. If anything, it might just give you a new audience, a stronger brand, and a louder megaphone. Whether you see him as a free speech warrior or a manipulative abuser, one thing is clear: Brand has rewritten the rules of celebrity scandal. Welcome to the age of the untouchable comedian. The allegations were graphic, the details disturbing. They weren't vague insinuations or cryptic rumors whispered on the internet. They were explosive, specific, and delivered with gut-wrenching clarity. One woman came forward to say Brand had raped her, pressed her against a wall while she begged him to stop. Another revealed she was only 16 years old when her relationship with Brand began. At the time, he was a grown man in his 30s. Already famous, already powerful, already living in a world that often lets celebrity men get away with anything. The revelations weren't dropped quietly. They were part of a massive, coordinated exposé by major media outlets, timed for maximum impact. When the story broke, it spread like wildfire. TV anchors gasped. Podcasts went into overdrive. Hashtags erupted across Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Suddenly, everyone had an opinion about Brand, about the alleged victims, about whether or not we should believe them. The culture wars reignited overnight. For years, Russell Brand had rebranded himself as a truth-teller, a one-man army against the establishment. Gone were the days of the drug-fueled, sex-crazed comic. In his place stood a bearded prophet of YouTube, preaching about big pharma, corrupt governments, and the spiritual emptiness of modern society. To his fans, Brand wasn't just a personality, he was a movement. But to his critics, he was a narcissist with a messiah complex and a dangerous platform. When the allegations came out, the backlash was immediate. YouTube demonetized his channel. Several companies pulled partnerships. TV networks distanced themselves. Comment sections turned toxic. Some fans abandoned him. Others doubled down in their support, accusing the media of orchestrating yet another takedown of a truth-teller. And then, just as the tidal wave began to crest, Brand made his move. It was a video, just over 2 minutes long, posted to X, formerly Twitter, Rumble, and Instagram. The lighting was soft and homey. Brand, clad in a casual sweater, sat in a cozy room filled with books and flickering candles. The tone was calm, measured, but make no mistake, it was defiant. He didn't dodge the story. He stared it straight in the face. Amidst this litany of astonishing, rather baroque attacks, he said, "She said, absolutely refute the very serious allegations being made against me." Brand claimed the media had launched a coordinated strike, not just against him, but against what he stood for. He framed himself as a casualty of the machine, a man targeted not for crimes but for his beliefs. And to see that transparency metastasized into something criminal, that's what's truly disturbing, he said. To many, the timing of the video was telling. It dropped just hours before the official exposé aired. It was as if Brand knew what was coming, as if he wanted to get ahead of it, to shape the narrative before the journalists could. To his supporters, this wasn't desperation, it was strategy. Classic Brand, the rebel fighting back against a rigged system. But for others, it reeked of manipulation, a performative gesture from a man used to controlling the stage. They saw his denial not as courage, but as classic deflection, branding serious allegations as a conspiracy to distract from their substance. Yet the video worked. It did change the conversation. Suddenly, it wasn't just about what Brand may or may not have done. It was about cancel culture, about media trust, about the line between justice and trial by Twitter.